Wiggle out a little bit. Oh, I just realized it's the middle of the week, isn't it? And it's nighttime, so let's give a little shake. Shake the week out, shake the day out. Yes, we'll do more of that for sure. And let's come to a nice mountain pose with the feet grounded, hip width distance apart, making sure we're standing on all four corners of the feet or seated. You're sitting equally on your sit bones. The shoulders are over the hips, ears over shoulders, arms by your side with the palms face forward. So see if you can notice that there's energy right under your feet, right? It's kind of percolating. Exhale. And when you breathe in, breathe from the soles of your feet. Breathe that energy of the earth up into your legs, into the center of your body, and keep going higher and higher. And then when you exhale, just let everything soften. So we're just going to do a long breath from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. And then exhaling, just let the whole body soften. And one more time, taking that energy from the earth and distributing it all the way up through the body. Good. And release. Okay, so now we'll add some arms to that with the palms turned out. Inhale, float your arms up as high as they're going to go tonight. We don't want the shoulders coming up by the ears. And then turn your palms down and press through the center of your body. Exhale anything that does not serve your practice right now. Palms out. Inhale, energy up. Exhale, release. Take it down. And just do that 2 more times. Notice those big circles that you're making. And after your next exhale, just come back and return to your mountain pose. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's loosen up a little bit here. Just shake things out a little more. Feet slightly wider than hip width distance. The knees and hips are soft. We're not going to be like super bouncy here, but we're going to let the knees and hips move naturally. Arms out, goalpost arms here, ready for cats and cows. Round forward and draw your forearms toward each other and then open up. We open the heart without dropping the head all the way back, and we're in that cow position. Round forward into the cat and open up into cow. Yes, let's keep going. So just evening out the spine, balancing forward and back here. And the next time you're forward, just hold. Draw your palms together. Lift your fingertips up toward the sky. Inhale and exhale. Now we want to find our way back to mountain pose. Make sure the 4 corners of the feet are grounded. There's lots of energy in the legs as we tilt and twist. So left hand gently to the left leg, right arm up, inhale, right foot stays grounded, we tilt to the left, yeah. And bring your left arm up and we twist to the right. Try and keep your hips facing forward. Inhale, arms overhead, right arm down, tilt to the right. Right arm up, twist, left. Okay, here we go. Tilt left, twist right again. Now when we tilt to the left, you can tell if you start letting your right foot release from the earth, you're going to lose a lot of that side stretch. So keep your right foot planted, left arm up, twist to the right. And come back to center, tilt right. This time we want to make sure the left foot is planted. Right arm up and twist left. And bring the arms up. This time we're going to tilt to the left and stay here. Okay, we warmed up a little bit. Release a little and come more to the left. So this left hand might just slide down the leg a little more. Okay, until you've reached as far as you're going to the left. Float your right arm up parallel to the earth. That's your left arm. Thank you. Press your left fingertips away and take your right shoulder back. Shine your heart up to the sky. Inhale, back to the side, arms up. We're going to twist to the right and stay here. Okay? Try and tap your right hip forward a little more, your left hip back a little more. Inhale, exhale, turn your gaze toward your right fingers. And on your next exhale, turn your gaze to your left. Yes. And on your next exhale, turn your gaze back to the right. And then come center, arms up. We're tilting to the right, staying here. Gentle release and possibly a little deeper tilt. Release and tilt. Release and tilt. Now we're going to float the right arm up. Press those right fingertips away and take the left shoulder back, heart to sky. Come center, inhale, soft knees and soft hips, just let the arms go back and up, back and up. Just a nice little release here and up. So we are in the waning gibbous moon, which means the moon is still more than half full, but it's starting to release some of its light, lose some of its light. So we're going to make sure we have lots of energy coming into tonight's practice. Come back up to standing and exhale. Let's find mountain pose again. All right, take a moment in mountain pose now. Just kind of assess how you feel. Think about how you felt when we started. See how your breath is moving. All right, we're going to do one more thing from here. It's called a wing and a prayer breath. So with the feet hip-width distance apart, the hands come to the heart. With the palms pressed together, inhale the fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, hands back to heart. And now with elbows bent, open up and bring your hands back. So it's not exactly, let's do that again, fingertips up. Exhale down. When we were doing cats and cows, we were leaning back. This time we're keeping the spine straight and really working those back muscles. Bring the hands together. Does that make sense? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Keeping the spine long, just take the arms back. Yeah. And hands forward. And one more time. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale down. Big opening for the front of the shoulders here. And exhale. All right, draw your arms up as you inhale and exhale back into mountain pose. Okay, we're going to work our way down to the mat. Does everybody have their strap handy? Wave to me if you got a strap, right? It could be a bathrobe tie, it could be a necktie, it could be anything that gives you a little extra length in your arms. Okay, so let's come to the top of the mat. Mountain pose. Remember when we fold, we're folding over the hip creases and only going as far as is right for you right now. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. That's a straight leg forward fold. Bring your hands to your thighs. Bend the knees, hips back. Shine your heart forward. Sink your hips down, hands to the mat, and step back to down dog. Okay, and we're going to bend one knee and then the other, starting to roll through the feet. One heel after the other, then one heel down and hold. Switch sides, other heel down and hold. Now both heels down and hold. Knees down, sit off to the side and come to seated mountain pose. Finding equal sitting here, whether you're on the mat or in a chair. Your sit bones are nice and even. Your spine is nice and long. Inhale and exhale. And then we're just going to shake out a little bit. All right. So we are ready for our boat pose, and this is going to be boat with toe taps. Okay? So we're going to take the feet hip-width distance apart. Make sure you're at the very edge of your chair so you can lean back. Okay? So we're going to lean back and find core engagement and take the arms forward. Just notice if you felt the difference. Bring your hands back behind your hamstrings, right? You're still in your core engagement, and draw your arms up. Already you probably feel a little more work happening, right? Inhale and exhale. All right, so we are going to take the right knee to tabletop and tap the right toes down and up. So instead of taking our bodies into low boat, high boat, we're staying in high boat and doing toe taps. This is 3 and 4. And bring your right foot down and release up. Okay, let's come back into core engagement. Bring your left knee to tabletop and tap. We're just tapping the toes, right? We're not planting the foot, we're tapping the toes. 2, 3, yes, and 4, and release. Woo, shake it out. Okay, so now we're going to try that with 2 knees up. You can always come back to this version. Find your core engagement, right leg, left leg. So you've got 2 knees up now. Yep, and it's tap down on the right 4 times. 2. Okay, so if you're in a chair, you're going to actually be lifting and tapping. And then 4 times on the left. So you're still leaned back. Right? And you're lifting and tapping. All right, and then everybody come up. Wave those legs around. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to try double leg. Okay? In the chair, you're going to stay with 2 right, 2 left. So everybody lean back, 2 knees up if you're doing knees up. If you're in the chair, though, you're going to keep your legs down here and do this, right? Okay. 2 knees up, and double toes tap, up, double, and up, double, and up. 1 more, double, and up, and release. Whew. All right, anybody starting to feel your core yet? I know. All right, so let's do either alternating 2 times on each side or 4 double taps, okay? So whichever one was working better for you. Legs up. Remember, you can always work with the legs down. Okay? And we're tap and up. Tap and 2. Tap and 3. Tap and 4. And release. All right. Inhale and exhale. The next one for the obliques, you all know this. So I'm going to demonstrate it on the mat, and then I'll demonstrate it in the chair. You're still at the edge of your chair. Feet are down, arms are forward, right arm back, left arm forward, and come up. Left arm back, right arm forward, and come up. Now option, add the leg. And up, leg, and up. You guys keep going, okay? Same exact thing in the chair. We're getting the obliques. There it is. Oh, all right. We started with the right arm back, left arm forward. So the next time you find yourself with the right arm back, stay here and let's let's just count to nice slow count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you got here a little late, stay there for 2 more counts. Good, I saw you. And come on up. Now we're going to go to the other side. Take it, left arm back, right arm forward. When you arrive, slow count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and when you're done, go ahead and come back to seated. Gently open and close those knees. Shake things out, wiggle out. All right? Okay, so that was core. I see California is having a lot of trouble today with their internet connection. All right, we're going to do Supta Hasta Padangusthasana, and that's a really nice opening for the whole hip complex. So grab your strap, roll down. Woo, let's take a moment to do a couple more butterfly wings here. And then draw your right knee in and put the strap around the ball of your right foot. Take your right leg straight up with the foot flexed. Inhale and exhale. And then breathe your toes a little farther behind you. Okay, if you're in a chair, you're going to be looking like this, right? So we're not tugging on the strap. We're just breathing into the hamstring to let it release a bit. Now take both ends of the strap in your right hand. Take your left arm out by your shoulder and open your right leg to the right. Use your right arm to brace so that you don't wind up falling over. Okay, just brace yourself where you are. Again, in the chair, you're going to be looking like this, right? All right, now take your leg back up to center. Put both ends of the strap in your left hand, right arm out to the side, and we're just going to let that right foot come just past the belly button. We want a nice IT stretch here, yes. And now we're going to let that right foot come all the way over to the left. The right shoulder's still on the mat, but this time the right hip is lifting. And you can straighten your left leg if that feels okay for you. Take your leg back up to center. One hand on either side of the strap. Flex your foot and breathe into your hamstring. Go ahead and bend your knee, release, and put your left foot into the strap. Okay? Left foot in the strap. Left leg is up. Left foot is flexed, and you're just breathing into your hamstring. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Inhale and exhale. Yep, and that right leg can straighten whenever it wants to. Now we're taking the left leg, both ends of the strap in the left hand, take the left leg open to the side and brace yourself with your left arm so you're not falling over. In the chair, you might need to hold on to the right side of your chair here. That would be fine too. And then bring the leg back to center. You're going to take both ends of the strap in your right hand this time. Take your left arm out to the side. Might hold on here. And let that left leg come just past the belly button. So your left hip is still on the mat. Both shoulders are still on the mat. Left foot is just past the belly button. And then let your left foot come more to the right. Let that left leg straighten if it wants to. We definitely want both shoulders still on the mat. And then bring the left leg up, flex the foot, and breathe into the hamstring. So you're breathing the toes a little farther back. Bend your left knee, release 2 feet to the mat, open and close your knees. Put your strap off to the side. Inhale and exhale. way to hands and knees here. Okay. And with the chair, you'll put your hands on the seat of the chair and do the same exact thing. Okay. So we're going to be doing an open twist to a closed twist here. So take your right arm up, open to the right, and then with your right palm facing up, take your right hand under the body all the way over to the left. So you're twisted to the left now. And then bring the right arm up and twist under. Yep. Up and twist under, whether you're on your knees or standing with your hands on a chair. Up. And the next time you twist under, stay there. Okay? So you've got your right arm under your left, and maybe the shoulder and head, if you're on the mat, come closer to the mat, and maybe those left fingertips walk a little farther forward. Just a nice little twist and a stretch for the shoulders. And then come back to tabletop. Okay. Everybody got that okay? Did that work? We're going to move to the other side. Hands and knees, or hands on the chair. Same exact thing. Open left arm under. Left arm up, left arm under. Left arm up, left arm under. Last time, up. Take it under and hold, and if you're on the mat, your right shoulder and your head might come closer to the mat. If you're on the chair, just enjoy being where you are. And come back to tabletop here. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're just going to take the arms way forward and move forward and back, preparing the hips for child's pose. So just a nice little forward and back here. And then with big toes together, knees wide apart, find your way to child's pose. Child's pose on a chair might look like this. It could also look like sitting down and just relaxing for a moment. Take a couple of breaths, good. And find your way to downward facing dog. All right, and from your dog, go ahead and bend your knees, take your tailbone back and up toward the sky, and press your heels down. So you're getting nice length in the spine and length in the back of the legs. And then take any journey you want, bringing your feet towards your hands. When they get to the same spot, bring your hands to your thighs. Shine your heart forward for a half lift. Exhale into a forward fold. And then float your arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And find your way back to mountain pose. Take a few moments to notice how your breath is doing. So we're going to do simple sun salutations, and we're not going to stop in between the right side and the left side. And we're going to do it 2 times. Okay? So this is more of a traditional way to do them. So take your feet hip-width distance apart. Okay, remember, you can have your hands on a chair for down dog, on the wall, right? You can stay with your hands stepping back to that lunge. Okay. All right, so we're finding hip-width distance. Mountain pose. Feel the energy moving through your body. So when we do this, we just want to get a little bit of a flow going. Float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Take a half lift. Sink the hips, bend the knees, hands down, step back with the right. Wind up in a lunge, move around, and come into a knee up or knee down plank. If your knees are up, a nice thing to do is roll to the very tips of your toes and then chaturanga down. See if that is a helpful thing for you. Yeah, it helps a few things. All right, point the toes, and we're going to roll shoulders toward the ears and just lift into a nice little cobra here. And release. And find your way to down dog. So here's where down dog becomes a nice resting pose for us, right? Long spine, long hamstrings. Inhale and exhale. Take your right leg up and walk yourself forward to the top of your mat. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up. We're going straight to the next side. Palms touch. Hands come through heart center, forward fold. Half lift. Sink the hips, bend the knees, hands down, left leg back this time for the lunge. Into your plank, knees up or down. And chaturanga. Okay, we're going to go back into cobra now. So go ahead and take your hands a little lower, a little down from the shoulders. Use them to help lift you a little deeper into your cobra, but your elbows are still bent. Good, and release. Find your way to downward facing dog. Oh, let's take some nice breaths in down dog. Feel the length of your spine. Feel your breath smooth out. Left leg up and take your journey. Feet to the hands. Half lift. Forward fold. And float your arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And find mountain pose. All right. So we are going to do exactly that again. If you want to go deeper into your cobra, you're going to bring your hands down farther. If you have up dog and want to go up dog, your hands will be even more towards your waist. Okay? All right, top of the mat. Everything else is just very simple. It's just that back bend that you're making a decision about. So this is where we can turn our sun salutation into more of a meditation because there's nothing fancy going on. So let's just release and just flow. Float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift. Sink down. Lunge back on the right. Plank. Chaturanga. Move the hands down a little bit for a deeper cobra or toward the waist for an up dog where the arms would come straight and the knees would lift. And then down dog. And let's breathe in the dog. And starting on the right side, take your journey, or you could hop. Lift halfway, forward fold, float the arms out and up, palms touch, and hands come through heart center. You're back down in your forward fold. Lunge back with the left. Knee up or down plank. chaturanga, cobra or up dog, down dog, and here's where those breaths come in. And then step, hop, or jump your way back to the top of the mat. Half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. Find your way to mountain pose now. All right, we're going to let everything settle down, but you can see how that could just become a nice little moving meditation, right? Your own little sun salutation dance. And that's why we love to do it so much, okay? So let's inhale and exhale, and we're going to now, because we did all those sun salutations, we'll work on the moon salutation, which will have triangle to pyramid. So let's start with the feet hip-width distance apart. Float the arms up, and we sway side to side for daisy. Oh, one more time to each side. Now step the legs wide for 5-pointed star. The toes are facing out. Bend the knees, elbows to waist. Moonflower. Taking it back to 5-pointed star. Right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle. We're going for triangle, so we're staying long here. Reach to the right and come back up. Yes, to the right and back up. Just warming up our triangle. One more like this and up. Now we're going to reach, 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 and let that right hand come gently to the right leg. The leg is straight but not locked out. Left arm up, we're in triangle. And play with your gaze. Take your gaze towards your right toes, to the center of your space, towards your left fingertips. Now follow your left hand as it comes down. Put a little bend in your right knee, or maybe a big bend, and bring your fingertips to the mat here, okay? And then straighten your leg as much as it'll go. Bend and straighten, okay? So, same thing at the chair. Your hands are just higher. We're in pyramid here, right? All right, now just land in your pyramid with your right leg as straight as it's going to go right now. Bring your right hand back to your right leg. Open back up into triangle. And lift. Toes out. We're moving into 5-pointed star. Now moon goddess here, or moonflower, whichever you prefer. Step together, and daisy, and daisy. And one more time, sway, and sway. And release to mountain pose. Okay, any questions about that? So the thing about pyramid, we're going to be doing it on the left. That leg might not straighten with your fingers down. That's okay. We're just finding out where that leg is going to be able to go and willing to go right now. So let's do that same thing on the other side. Find mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, and let's do that nice daisy sway and sway. Yes, and side and side. Now step open, 5-pointed star. Toes are out. We do moonflower. Back to 5-pointed star. Left toes turn to the left. Arms are long, right toes in at an angle. Reach and release. Warm up your triangle and release. Reach and release. Now reach, 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 reach. Let your left hand come to the left leg. Right arm up. Play with your gaze. Look toward your left toes. Look Look toward the center of your space. Look toward your right hand. That might have thrown you a little more off balance. That's why we're just playing with this. Now follow your right hand as it comes over to the left. Let your left knee bend so your hands can touch the mat and bend and straighten. Okay, your hands might be on a chair. That's okay too. And then come into your expression of pyramid right now. Breathe. Take your left hand back to your left leg, right arm up. We're in triangle. Lifting up, toes out, 5-pointed star. Moon flower, step together. And daisy, side and side. And release. Oh, roll those shoulders out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so that's a lot of different moves. We're going to do that again, going straight from the right side to the left side, okay? Just like we did with our sun salutation. Everybody ready? Any questions? We're all good to go? All right, here we go. Feet are hip width distance. Take a breath here. Inhale, float the arms up and sway and sway. We're going to sway again and sway. Now step it open. Remember the toes are turned out, 5-pointed star. Moonflower here, back to 5-pointed star. Open up into triangle, and we're just going to go straight for triangle. Right hand down, left arm up. Find your left fingertips. Follow your left hand as it comes down. Bring your fingertips to the seat of your chair or to your mat. Come into your right now expression of this pyramid pose. Float your way back up to triangle. Good. Shall we go for core triangle before we come up? Of course we shall. Let's take the right arm parallel, left arm parallel, lift up. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. 5-pointed star, moonflower, step together, and sway. We're going right for the other side now. Sway, 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 and 5-pointed star, moonflower, 5-pointed star, triangle prep here, and triangle. Find your right hand and come into pyramid with 2 hands to the mat, your expression of pyramid right here, right now. Float back up into the triangle. Float your left arm parallel to the earth, right arm parallel to the left. Lift up, inhale, 5-pointed star, moonflower. Here's the most fun you're gonna have. Step together and sway, and one more time, sway and sway. Oh, and release. Let's find mountain pose and take a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. So that energy of the moon salutation balances out the energies of the sun salutation. It's like the nice cousin. Let's take a few breaths and find yourself in mountain pose and see if you can really tap into all 4 corners of your feet being on the mat. Nice strong legs, nice long spine. Breath can start to settle a bit here. All right, let's shake it out a bit, and we're going to do a little bit of forward folding and a little ragdoll, and then we'll head back down. Okay, so take your legs fairly wide with the toes forward and slightly turned in. Put your index fingers in your hip creases, and with a long spine, just start to come down. And if you feel like stopping with your heart higher than your hips, do so. If you feel like going halfway, continue to go. If you want to go even farther, once you get to halfway, then go ahead. Let your hands roll down your legs from wherever you are and just enjoy all the sensations. You've used a lot of muscles, so they're ready to release now. They should be nice and warm. Just tap in. How do they feel? Take a couple of breaths here. And now we're going to put the hands back to the hips, come halfway up. Make sure to take a breath here and come the rest of the way up. Inhale and exhale. Heel toe your feet back together, shake things out. So from the feet slightly wider than hip width distance, we're going to do a forward fold into a ragdoll. So upward salute, inhale. Swan dive, exhale. Soft knees and hips, head is hanging, opposite hand to opposite elbow, and just move around in your ragdoll. Find all those little places in your body that might be calling to you. Nod your head, yes and no. And as you bring your head to stillness, end on a yes. Bring your body back to center. Release your hands and float the arms out and up. Reverse swan dive, palms touch and hands come heart center. And find mountain pose. Inhale and exhale. All right, so now we're going to just take a moment to check in with the body, move around, wiggle around, see how everything's doing. Find anything you might want for final relaxation. Do you guys have a rolled up mat or towel? Wave if you have a roll, something rolled up nearby. Yeah, all right, good. So let's have those by the side of your mat. I'm going to put mine on the far side so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so shake it out. This is going to be great. We're going to open the heart over the rolled up mat. All right, so let's find the feet hip width distance apart after you're finished moving around, grabbing socks, a blanket, anything that you feel will help you when you get down to the earth. Then find mountain pose and just let your breath smooth out. We've been moving a lot, so it may take a few extra moments for the breath to settle. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, straight leg swan dive from those hip creases. Half lift, hands to the thighs. Sink it down, step back to downward facing dog. Okay. You could also go to table right away if you want. If you're in down dog, bring your big toes to touch, knees to one side, hips to the other. If you're in table, just let your hips rock side to side. Yes, come back to center. And let's bring the knees down and find seated mountain pose. Long legs, long spine. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's shake things out. We're going to do Janu Sirsasana now. So let's keep that left leg long, toes straight up, knees straight up, right foot to the left thigh. Now, if that's too much of an angle for your knee, just let your right foot be at your left calf, okay? Either way is fine. Turn towards your left leg. Sweep the arms up, inhale. Folding from the hip creases, reaching long with the arms, keeping your gaze to your toes, not down. Let your hands come to rest wherever they reach. Okay, it could be on the shin, could be higher, it could be at your foot. Keep your gaze towards your toes. Inhale and exhale. release with long arms. Bring it up. Inhale. Exhale the hands down by your side. Okay, so we're going to take that right knee up and have one hand's width distance in between the left leg and the right foot. Whether the right foot is at the thigh or further down the leg, there's a little distance. Take your left hand to the outside of the right leg, right arm up and back. Inhale, length in your spine, twist to the right. Remember, we never lean back for our twist. We keep the spine nice and long. Turn your gaze to the right. And release. Let your right leg come forward. Give your legs a crazy shake. John, you on the left. That right leg is coming straight out from the hip. Toes and knee are pointing straight up. Left foot is at the right thigh or calf, whichever your knee says to do. Turn toward your right leg, arms up, and float forward from those hip creases and hold on to whatever comes to your hands at this point. Take your gaze to your right toes. So we're not rounding the spine is long here. Release arms long, arms up, and exhale. Take the left leg up. It's either one hand's width distance away from the thigh or the calf. Right hand outside of the left shin, left arm up by the hip, lengthen through the spine and twist. Take your gaze toward your left shoulder. Good, and release. Extend your left leg. Give your legs a crazy shake. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we have those rolled up mats or towels nearby. Let's bend the knees and roll down. So before we do that final roll, laying over the roll, we're going to move into Ardha Appanasana and full Appanasana. So extend both legs and both arms long, arms up, legs extend, inhale. Exhale, draw just your right leg in. That's shin or hamstring that you're holding here. This is Ardha, the half wind removing pose. Extend the right leg, arms overhead. Left knee comes in, holding shin or hamstring. It's a nice release for the hips, isn't it? Extend the left leg long, arms overhead. Inhale, exhale. This time, two knees in, holding shin or hamstring. Try not to let your hips roll toward you, okay? Keep your hips grounded, like your sit bones grounded, and get that nice hip stretch there in Appanasana. And now we'll just move side to side, give the spine a little massage here. Okay, release the hands down, release the feet down. We want the right foot up enough so that you can do ankle work, so point and flex. It could be halfway up, it could be lower, it could be higher. Just point and flex your foot. Circle the ankle one direction and the other. Good, and release, and left foot up, point and flex. Circle, and circle the other direction. And bring the left foot down and just let those knees open and close like little gentle butterfly wings here. Hands by your side, extend through the fingers and then wiggle the fingers into a gentle fist. Extend and wiggle. And then rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Hands down by your side, let your head just gently roll side to side. And come back to center. Okay, so we'll do one final spine release. Take your mat and put it, I guess this would be considered horizontal to your body, right? And then lay your rib on top of the mat. So your shoulder blade is off the mat. And then roll yourself backwards, and you're positioning yourself so that the mat is right under your shoulder blades here. So you might need to wiggle around a little bit to make sure that it's in the right place. Okay, we don't want it under the lumbar spine, causing a big arch, and we don't want the shoulder blades resting on the mat. We want the mat just below the shoulder blades. Now take your arms out to the side. If something about this doesn't feel right to you, the first thing I would try is bend your knees, because sometimes the long legs and this position is too much for the lower back. And if you've wiggled around and it still doesn't feel good, just come off of the roll, put it off to the side. If you're happy here, let's take a few breaths. Okay, so let's carefully roll over to one side here. And lift up just enough so that you can take that roll and put it out of your way. Now you might choose to stick it under your knees for final relaxation also. Come back down to the mat. This time the spine is flat. And keep your knees bent for a moment so your spine just has a chance to settle onto the earth. And now scan your body and see if any other movement or realignment is being requested. You can play with bending the knees or keeping the legs straight. Okay, see what feels best to you. Find your alignment for final relaxation. Take any final movements that the body is saying, oh, okay, I just really need to do this before I can be still. And then find your final relaxation position for this moment. And when you arrive there, take a nice inhale through the nose. And slowly exhale through the mouth. Release yourself onto the earth. Let the earth do all the work of supporting you as you move into final relaxation. So slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your next inhale, stretch everything long. And as you exhale, draw it in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And back up to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.